Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. When you want to sell a product, be it a material product or an intellectual product, which would be like an idea, you want to sell, in a speech for instance, or you have a lecture, you need to take into consideration a few things, at least three I would say. And it's not that I say only that, but the literature also supports me in this. The first is the message, the content. The content should have value. That means, let's say you want to sell a car. The car has to have quality, right? Has to have skills. In terms of a speech or a lecture, your lecture has to be interesting, truthful, deep, and have value. People learn, understand certain things. You convey certain ideas. That's the first one. The second one, you have to take into consideration the audience. For instance, in order for your message to hit the spot, you need to make sure that you understand the audience that you're going to sell or try to sell the message or the object, the car. I mean, you can't go to, let's say, a poor area and try to sell a Lamborghini. Okay, it looks good, car is good, but nobody's going to be able to buy it. So you have to bring the right car for the right audience. And the third one is your behavior, the way you present yourself matters. That means the substance, right, the form, okay, and then the audience. There should be a balance between all these three. First, if you don't consider these three things, you will most likely miss the target. You sell an ugly, you can be selling the form. Oh, that's very beautiful, but it's a bad product. Nobody will buy it for you, right? Or you can sell something, very good, but you don't have a flair. You don't know how to sell it. Or you sell it to the wrong people. You see, all these three things are interconnected. The main thing that people care when they buy something, when they buy a product, is the essence. That's the most important thing. Does the car have value? Does the speech have value? Is it important? Will I learn something? And then is everything else that is like, is it delivered suave? Is it makes me feel good? Or the audience is prepared for that product and so on. So in this case, I'm talking about the substance and the exterior appearance of certain things. And I observed in the U.S. society that the balance between value, the value of the content of whatever is sold, like for instance in this case an idea, is not as important as it is the feel good, the fuzzy feeling. So for instance, you sell an idea that has no value, but you make people feel good and people are happy about it. Let's say I'm the government and I make you feel fuzzy and beautiful, but I will tax you 5 times more. You know what I mean? So I actually screw you, but because you feel at the end of the exchange, you feel good, but you're losing. So this is something that occurs here in this, at least even in foreign policy and domestic policy in the United States of America, where they come in front of us and instead of telling us we did this, we're going to achieve this, we're going to achieve this, no, they say, oh, you know what? Putin doesn't have 2 balls, it has only 1, or Erdogan is a short guy, or I don't know, Tom Jones is a corrupt guy, things like this. These are fuzzy, feel-good, unimportant things. Instead of saying, okay, does Tom Jones sing well? Yes. Is Putin has, these qualities, or yes, or things that are really important. Is Erdogan a guy, a okay guy who's just nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize? Yes. So those things are more important than the little gossip about unimportant things. The problem is here at the States, those the form becomes much more important than the content, what's inside. What do we have here? And I'm not defending these guys. I'm just using this article to somehow show how they are very important in something that really doesn't make sense and is unimportant. And I don't think it's fair. Why? Because I think it's rigged, the outcome of this whatever award title. Not that I like this guy or anything like that, but you're gonna find out as I'm reading the article what I'm talking about. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from the 29th of December 2022. Yevgeny Prigozhin is awarded title of Corrupt Official of the Year. Now Prigozhin is the guy in charge of the Wagner Group, right? And obviously the picture is not a good one, so you don't like him, all right? If there would have been Obama and we would say that he's got a Nobel Peace Prize, he would be like, you know what I mean. All right, so that's how they do it. Again, form instead of, you know what I mean, what's inside the content. This guy is a bad dude, just starting like that, okay? I have no doubt about that, and I based on his statements and actions, I don't know. The International Organization Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, OCCRP, awarded the so-called, and I'm quoting, Putin's cook and head of the Wagner PMC, Yevgeny Prigozhin, the title of Corrupt Official of the Year 2022. Now, if you are not a below 86 IQ individual, and you're not, because if you're still here in the minute 6:55, that means you have something in your head, something that would not say Emil is an idiot or that much of an idiot. Anyway, otherwise you would have gone a long time ago. So, can you think, and I know you can you think of, I don't know, 3 other people that could surpass this guy in the most corrupt official of the year 2022? I can think of, I don't know, maybe 50, just top of my head, just like that. All people that you might also know, maybe not 50, but at least 20. Okay, like names. I can give you Baerbock, I can give you Liz Truss, I can give you, what's his name, Ben Johnson, I was about to say, Jesus Christ. Boris Johnson, I can give you Biden, Kamala, and others. I can give you people that, you know, could be part of this competition and be very high up, if you know what I mean. But they will provide us with runners-ups, with the other 3 people that are lagging behind Prigozhin as being the most corrupt. And you will be surprised who those are. Since the very beginning of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, some of the Kremlin's fiercest battles have been fought by a lawless private army, its ranks swelled by convicted felons. As at its head is Yevgeny Prigozhin, a Russian oligarch and mercenary leader who this year has become perhaps the most conspicuous avatar of everything that is darkest about his motherland. In his fusion of cooked money and brutal violence, his sneering cynicism, and his impunity in the face of even Russian law, he embodies the malevolence of state-sponsored corruption in a way few can match. That's why, as his hired guns rain death on yet another Ukrainian city, a panel of judges convened by OCCRP has chosen Prigozhin as 2022's Person of the Year in Organized Crime and Corruption. Details. Candidates for the title are nominated by readers, journalists, OCCRP editors, partner organizations, and jury members. The finalists of the award alongside Prigozhin in 2022 were the Court of Justice of the European Union. Can you guess why? Because they didn't start an investigation or something on the Russians and on Putin himself. That's why. Turkish President Erdogan. Now that's like what the fuck are you talking about? He's just nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, like former President Barack Obama, without doing anything. And he was awarded. Anyway, so that was a surprise. And then Nicaragua President Daniel Ortega. Wow. Don't you think other people are missing here? Now I tell you who is missing here. is missing the Prime Minister of Hungary. I'm very surprised Mr. Viktor Orban is not here. Very surprised. Now, Prigozhin replaced the self-proclaimed president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, in this post, who was the most corrupt person of the year 2021. Can you think of a few? I can mention a few kosher guys in charge of the Ukrainian nation. But hey, what do you want? This is how things are ran. Remember, Prigozhin might be a criminal. Prigozhin might be the person these guys exaggerate, I think, or maybe not, in doing what he's doing. But remember, I know other presidents of big states that cause much, much more destruction to people than this guy. Can you think of one? I can think of three or four. Okay, so take it easy, but nevertheless. And I'm not going to talk about that little clown Zelensky. Zelensky is just a, I don't know, little guy. But with effect as it is on the Ukrainian nation, you have others that have Zelensky as being the, I don't want to say the butcher of Beirut now, because I'm not talking about Ariel Sharon or anything, but I can give you more names. How do you take this as more corrupt being most corrupt? And a butcher. All right. So this is it, my friends. Prigozhin, I did not expect that. He's not a good dude for some, and it's a fantastic for some others. But I didn't expect. And then I didn't expect Erdogan. Jesus Christ. After all, he was the busy bee that tried to end this conflict, tried to do this. Well, maybe he's corrupt. I didn't hear of any evidence, but I know others who are, and they didn't make the top 4. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.